Hello and welcome. You should be on page 29 of your pre-algebra quarter 3 notebook. In this video, we're going to be talking about the perimeter of complex figures. So let's remember, in our review video, we talked about the fact that perimeter is a measure of the distance around the outside of a figure. So with complex figures, if we look at a couple, you can see there's more than one shape going on. That's a complex figure. I've got a rectangle and a triangle. I've got two triangles. I've got a rectangle and half of a circle. And it looks like I kind of have two triangles, maybe a square and a rectangle. Excuse me, two rectangles, maybe a square and a rectangle going. So that's what we mean by a complex figure. And remember, we're just looking at the outside. So one strategy is to highlight the outside of your figure. And you do this because, if you just look here, this line at the bottom of the triangle, the base of this triangle, is not a part of the perimeter. So you want to make sure you are only counting the outside of a complex figure. Another strategy is using what you know about shapes to find missing sides. And finally, really, I'm finding the perimeter. I've got a lot of measurements. I've got to add everything together. So let's take a look about using these strategies to find the perimeter of this first complex figure. Again, we noted there's a rectangle, there's a triangle. And if I highlight the outside, I can see I've got two sides, one side, two sides, three sides. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. And it looks like I have the measurements of everything except this. Well, I know that this is a rectangle, and I know that the opposite sides of rectangles are equal or congruent. So this must also be 5 feet. So that's using my understanding of rectangles to find that missing measurements. Now I know I need to add everything up. I need to add 9 plus 9 plus 5 plus 11 plus 5. You could check them off as you went along if you wanted. But once I put this into the calculator, your perimeter should be 39 feet. Not so bad, right? This could look complicated, but I think if you highlight the outsides, okay, this is definitely a perimeter. This is a lot, looks like everything in this perimeter mattered. And what I see is that I don't have any missing sides. And if you also really look, I've got 2 7s, 2 8s, and 2 10.6s. I don't really need to do anything with that information. I could find the perimeter of one and multiply it by 2, but I can also take what I see and add it together. I have 8 plus 10.6, I'm going kind of in this direction, plus 7 plus 8 plus 10.6 plus 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 measurements. I am going to put that into my calculator, and I will get 51.2 inches. Alrighty, let's look at number 4 first. I'm going to take my circle for last because I know that circles need a specific formula with perimeter. So I'm going to look at this shape, and it does look like I have about a square, right? Or I have 2 rectangles. Here are my sides. Let's take a look at my sides. I've got 8, I've got 2, I've got something, I've got 3, so this is missing, right? I've got 15, and I've got another missing side. So let's remember that I can use my understanding of rectangles and other shapes to find missing measurements. If this is a rectangle, I know that this little piece right here should be 2 centimeters, right? And then if this is another rectangle, I know that this over here should be 3. I'm sorry, it's not centimeters, it's meters. So let me make sure I'm labeling it correctly. 2 meters. And together, they will be 5 meters. So this side here is 5 meters total. Now again, I got to find out what this is going to be. And if I draw a line here this time, I've got this rectangle and I've got this rectangle. Well, this entire side is 15, and it looks like half of it must be 8. 15 minus 8 is 7 meters. See how 8 plus 7 is going to equal this entire side of 15? And so I know this piece right here that I couldn't see was 7. So now that I've found all the elements, I can add my 5, that 2 plus 3, 8, the 2 here, the 7 here, the 3 here, and then the 15. And I'm going to put this into my calculator, as always, and I will get 40 meters. Alrighty, last one. So first I need to think about what I see. Let's highlight my perimeter. Well, I'm missing this side of my rectangle. Since that is 8 centimeters, this also must be 8 centimeters. And I'm missing this half of the circle. So I need some sort of measurement to find the circumference of this half a circle. Well, I've got this 12, and since it goes all the way across, my diameter must equal 12 centimeters. Do I need the whole circumference, though? No, I only need half of it. But let's find the whole circumference first. I know I can find circumference by multiplying pi times the diameter. And I know the diameter is 12, and I probably should have put the d there first, so we remember that. If pi equals 3.14 and my d equals 12, my circumference is going to be 3.14 times 12, and the circumference of the entire circle is 37.68 centimeters. But I only need half of it, so I'm going to divide that by 2. And the circumference of half will equal 18.84 centimeters. Okay, so this here is 18.84 centimeters. Let's add up all these numbers. I've got 8 plus 12 plus 8 plus 18.84. And when I put that into my calculator, I will get 46.84 centimeters. And that is the perimeter of that complex figure made up of half a circle and a rectangle. That's all for this video. Thanks.